to end the series tonight. Jeff Green said of LeBron, quote, "You can't continue to give him life. The more life you give him, the more confidence he gains, and the more confidence he instills in his teammates. So for me, it has to end." Nikola Jokic said, quote, "I'm not going to say that I'm scared, but I'm worried because they have LeBron on the other side, and he is capable of doing everything." Shannon, how much should the Nuggets fear losing Game 4?
Well, you don't want to take any chances, Skip. If we can end it, don't put off anything today, tomorrow, what we can do today. And tonight, they can end the series, get a nice long rest. Anybody that has some bumps and bruises, they can get those healed up. But Denver just has the upper hand. They have the better the matchups and both strategy and execution. They've gotten better and better each round of the playoffs. Their offense has gotten better, and they've been very good defensively with KCP, Aaron Gordon, and even though Jokic is not a rim protector, they do a great. And then they bring in Bruce Brown, they bring in Jeff Green, who does a great job at defending. Skip, but if you look at it, the Nuggets are scoring 120.9 points per 100 possessions. That's better than Sacramento, which was on a historic pace of what they did. Let that sink in. They are on a historic pace against one of the better defensive teams in all of basketball. They can't stop the Lakers. Skip, you know when the Nuggets get out in transition, the Lakers can't do anything because half the time they're jogging back. They don't seem to be in a hurry to get to where they need to be to stop the Nuggets from getting baskets. But in the half court, they're averaging 109.2 per 100 plays in the conference finals. For context, the best in the regular season was 105.
Yep.
So in other words, the Nuggets are executing at such a high level. Even when the Lakers are perfect, the Nuggets are even better. And when you make a mistake, they make you pay. So you play good, we make you pay. You play bad, you make a mistake, we make you pay. I just think it's over. I really just think it's over. The Nuggets are the better team. What can the Lakers do? What should they do? I don't know what else they can do.
You have given completely up.
The Nuggets did this to me. They made me do this.
I'm going to remind you one more time. You're not 3.5-point dogs at home. You're 3.5-point favorites tonight.
Can we start the game 3 points up?
It should feel like you are 3.5 points up. What is the oldest cliche in playoff basketball? The closeout is always the hardest game, and this will be the Nuggets' hardest game of this series. I'm picking the Lakers to win because all three of the games have been very close, and I think on sheer pride that the Lakers will summons it up, suck it up, and just say, no, not in our house. You're not going to celebrate on our floor. I don't want to see you jumping up and down and wearing hats and T-shirts.
Yeah, and having champagne and, the trophy ceremony.
Okay. The one thing about these Nuggets, as opposed to these Heat, the Heat have longevity to them. That Jimmy Butler has played in the finals before.
Yeah.
He knows what it feels like to get there. A bunch of these players, Bam played in the finals. They know what that feels like to
Duncan
get there
Robinson,
and be
hero.
there, right? Okay. The point is, these guys don't know. And those quotes, I think, came from their hearts that, sure, they're afraid of LeBron bleeping James because he's still got it down in him because of what you just said. From December 30th to February 7th, that happened in basically 2023, about the whole run. It took place in this season.
Yeah.
And you just made the case. You ever see anybody do that at age 38? Well, I haven't. Is he still capable of doing a little of that, if not a lot of it, tonight?
Right.
Sure he is. Is Anthony Davis capable of going monster on you? You better believe he is. Is Austin Reeves capable of continuing to shoot 57% from the floor and 53% from three? Yes, he is. Here's my point about Denver. One of these nights, they're going to come up empty. Just watch. It just happens because they have been living and dying by threes more than usual. And all these numbers I got on KC3, as they used to call him when he was a Laker, 9 of 20 from three, and Michael Porter is 11 from 23 from three. What if they both have 1 for 7 nights? Well, it happens because it's the closeout game, and it's not at home, it's here. It's different when Jack Nicholson's sitting there and Denzel's sitting over there and Michael B is sitting over there. It's just different.
Even Eddie Murphy was in the house.
Okay, Eddie Murphy was in the house. Okay, so it's going to have a vibe that's going to be different. And I still say LeBron is such a student of history that if you make it clear to him that the Los Angeles Lakers in their history have been down 0-3 eight times, and not one time in those 8 did they win Game 4. Not one time did they push it to a Game 5. They got swept all 8 times that they fell behind 0-3. Wouldn't it be a small feather in cap? It's not huge, but it's something. It's a Laker legacy to say, okay, my team, says LeBron, we actually won a Game 4. We actually had to go get on the plane because we wanted to get on the plane, and we flew back to Denver. And we gave them hell in Game 5 just the way we gave them hell in Games 1 and 2 in Denver. I'm not saying they can win it, but I'm not going to bet completely against them even to win a Game 5 because they came so close in Games 1 and 2. You think they're intimidated by playing at Denver? I don't.
No.
Okay?
Skip, I mean, at some point in time, Skip, you just come to the conclusion that, man, you know what? They're just a better team.
Okay, you know what? They are. They are better. But you didn't get blown in any of those 3 games. Not once. What happened to Boston last night has not happened to you one time. You didn't quit on Darvin Ham the way I believe they quit on Joe Mazzulla. And to your point, I'm not condemning Joe Mazzulla. I'm just saying they quit on him. They quit on themselves. They quit on the Celtic legacy.
Yeah, you remember the last series, the Nuggets played the Suns, and all the games were close until that Game 5, until that Game 6 closed out.
Killed me, tore me up. Because Chris Paul was on track to return for a Game 7. And as I told you, in the third quarter of Game 2 at Denver, Chris Paul was a plus 19 in the time he'd been on the floor, and they were up 3, and he had made all 3 of his shots in the second quarter. There goes the groin, there goes the series.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was up to Kevin and Book to get them back to Denver, and both of them hit the wall.
Yeah, but Skip, but just think about it, the level in which they were playing. Book they was getting you 81, they was getting you 75, they was getting you 60, they was giving you 70 to just give you a chance.
Okay, what if Jamal Murray doesn't make 8 of 10 shots in the first quarter? What if he doesn't make 8 of 10 shots in the fourth quarter? It happens. He's human. I've seen him go cold.
Yeah,
I've seen him have these 4 for 25 games.
But who's going to have that monster game for the Lakers that if these guys do go cold, that now you can rise above it?
Your guy. Just one time, he's got to have one in him. Anthony Davis has to at least go along for the ride. They both have to have big first quarters and fourth quarters, and they're highly capable because, Shannon, I guarantee you, these quotes, the Joker quote, where he's saying, I'm not going to say I'm scared, but I'm worried. I think that was as heartfelt and open and honest as he can be because he knows what that guy is capable of doing on any given Monday night.
But you see, Skip, the way LeBron comes out in the first quarter, Skip, he's not aggressive. He's not attacking.
Okay.
He's like he's surveying. He's trying to okay, what are they going to do?
Maybe he needs to, for once, put his head down in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
I told you that they lost the first quarter 32-20 the other night, and you know, once that happened, I just threw up my hands. I told Ernestine, they're not going to win this game because you fall behind by 12 at
and
home.
you're building when you know what's at stake.
You can't do it. They showed you. They just said here. And Denver was empowered by the first quarter, and they fed off it for the whole game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Momentum, don't ever underestimate it. But guys, when LeBron walked off the court after Game 3, that shot of him in the tunnel, his face certainly looked like a man on a mission. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out very differently tonight. Coming up next, Skip and Shannon tell us what the Lakers need to do to get the chance to win tonight. What do they adjust? What do they change? That's next, right here on Undisputed.